about everybody's favorite guy, Moses, the one whom the Lord spoke face to face with, the one whom was given the privilege to lead his God's people out of Egypt. We're in Numbers chapter 12. It says, Now Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses. They spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman who he had married. Cushite Bible translations use the word Ethiopian. Ethiopian. It is talking about a black woman. And it goes on to say, and they said, Has the Lord really spoken through Moses? Has he not spoken through us? And the Lord heard it. Oh, Lord. So he calls them out. I'm going to skip down a couple sentences. And he calls them out to the tabernacle, and he visits, and he goes on this whole spiel about how he speaks to Moses face to face. How he says to them, Why do you feel so comfortable with speaking against my servant? And what does he do? He gives Miriam leprosy. And this is a skin disease that turns your skin white, and it's like your flesh is rotting, right? And people look at that, and I've seen several people say, well, it wasn't because they spoke against his wife being black, but rather it's about them speaking against his leader. No, it clearly says they spoke against him because of his wife. And the Lord handled that very quickly. He let them know that, no, you're not going to be doing that. If God was so concerned about Moses marrying that woman, he had the perfect opportunity to say what they were saying was right and okay. He had the perfect opportunity to never even pick him to lead his people out of Egypt. But yet, even though God knew who Moses married, he knew who he was going to marry before he even married her, he never breathes a word about it. He doesn't say that him marrying her disqualifies him for leadership or that it is not ideal in his kingdom. But yet he gets on to them for being so bold to speak in that way, and he turns her skin white. That is the punishment that he gives her. Sounds a lot like a correlation here. And so interracial marriage is not a sin. The only thing that God says we must not do when it comes to choosing a partner to marry is to not choose someone who does not know God. Over and over again, he brings that up. You need to marry people who are in the faith, because if you marry somebody who is not, you could end up following after their gods with them, which is a pattern that happens all throughout the Old Testament. So, hope this is helpful.